it was desirable. Yeah. So in other words, the enemy put a thought in her mind saying, this God, you say, whom you love so much, who you say is good, maybe he's not all that good after all. Huh? Maybe he wants to, how can a good God keep away the fruit that is good for you? Maybe he's not all that good after all. Maybe he's a dominating figure. Maybe he wants to control you. Maybe he wants to, subdue you. Yeah. So the enemy put an element of doubt in her mind about God. Okay. And she began to meditate upon it. And the temptation also was, why do you want a God to choose for you what is right and what is wrong? Why don't you be your own God? You do what is right for you and what is not right for you. I mean, why do you have to depend on God to choose for you what is good and what is not good? You be your own God. You make your own decisions. You make your own decisions. Be independent of God. Don't live a life that is dependent on God. Live a life independent of God. Why do you have to go to God and say, can I eat this or no? Or can I? No. Yes, okay. Why do you have to run to God and take guidance from Him and follow Him, His instructions? You be the God of your life. You do your own thing. Live a life independent of God. That is the sin. And when Eve took it and she ate it, okay, the word is called rebellion. Okay, she became the God of her life. Okay, she became the God of her life. Okay, she wanted to do things. She wanted to eat it, whether it's going to wound her, or wound her husband, or wound God. It doesn't matter. I want it. I think this is good, so I'm going to have it. So that is sin. Okay, today we all most of the world is in this sin. The Bible talks about this sin in Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5 and 6. It says, He was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon Him fell the punishment which made us whole. By His wounds we are healed. We all are like sheep that have gone astray. Each one gone his own way. And the Lord has laid upon Him the iniquity of us all. The sin that the Lord Jesus was punished for was that sin of humanity where each one has gone their own way. Each one has done what is right according to their will. Whether it is wounding God, whether it is offending God, whether it's forbidden in the Bible, I don't care. Okay. What I think is right, I do it. Okay. Today, what about gay sexuality? What does it matter whether, the Bible forbids it or God forbid it, and God, I don't care. I think this is right, so I will do it. I am not bothered, Yeah. So we live a life independent of God. What I think is right, I do it. What about pedophilia or, child molestation? I think this is right, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Or whatever, the world is, we make decisions based on this, and that's why the world is in such a bad state. Yeah. Okay. So, so what are the consequences as soon as Adam fell into this kind of sin? As soon as Adam and Eve fell into this sin, the immediate thing that happened was when God came looking for him, and He said what? God came looking for Adam. Adam, where are you? And he was hiding. And God said, why are you hiding? He says, I was afraid. I heard you calling me in the garden. I was hiding. Why were you hiding? Because I was afraid. God told, the day you eat of it, you will die. He died. Where he died? Spiritually he died. He was, the connection that he had, the intimacy. Before that, he had a connection with God. He had an intimacy with God. He had a divine fellowship, friendship with God, a union with God, where he and God went for a walk in the cool of the evening. Yeah. So there was an intimacy. There was a spiritual union. There was a love bonding between God and Adam. But as soon as he fell into sin, that was severed. Okay. That was cut off. Okay. And he was distanced from God in his heart. Although he's living in the paradise, he's living in the Garden of Eden, but in his heart, he's distanced from God. He's alienated from God. He's cut off from God. Praise Lord. Yeah. And not only that, he's having wrong kind of fear in his heart. He's running away from God. Praise Lord. Praise Lord. Now, excuse me. The second sin, okay. So the second thing that happened was when Okay, sorry, I got a little disturbed with the people walking around. Okay, so as a result of this sin, okay, as a result of this sin that Adam and Eve decided to be their own God, okay, now they did not commit any murder. Did they commit any murder? Did they commit adultery? Or did they commit anything wrong? No. What was their sin?